Right, so
Écoute, laisse-moi te dire, chérie.
let me.
On va
Okay,
passer à ton
here
petit
we
garçon
go.
dans le moment now, parce que pas fait de travail.
Rebecca gonna have to teach me what they said at one point. Anyway, y'all like it or not, it's about to go down. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that Rebecca Azar is in the building. Like it or not, it's about to go down. Good morning, y'all.
Work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not starts now.
I was waiting for me. I was
I
like,
was, I was like, I'm like the bad kid that's not in class for stuff and
was not in his seat, was
not
not
in
where he was
seat.
supposed to be.
Not where I'm supposed to be. And then they wasted coffee all on the floor. Good
Oh,
morning,
no.
good morning, good morning.
You made him run back to the tail. Look, he saw you coming back to it. He said, "Boop,
boop." I'm like,
it wasn't me. I wasn't even on. It was Ben said, here he go. He wasn't where he was supposed to be. Boop.
boop.
I'm sick and tired of them. Every weekend.
Every weekend. Okay.
He's like, I'm sick and I'm tired. Boop.
He's like, I got something for his butt today.
Y'all act like wait. Y'all act like we do the show every weekend.
Oh, that's because
oh. Clock it.
Welcome to Like It or
Clock
Not.
it. Not care who doesn't like it.
Now, or a lot. Now, y'all know I'll be the main one asking if we can take the weekend off.
Okay.
So we all listening.
Clarify. Okay, like some shampoo.
Get it right.
I'll be the main one. Can we do it next week? No, go ahead.
You know what's funny, Ben? We want to say what we were laughing at behind the scenes too, because that was so funny to me, especially not during Haitian Heritage Month. Okay, so
I didn't think anybody would notice.
No, we looked at it.
Both
okay, so if you guys are watching the screen during the combat session, that I'm so grateful that the DJ, our DJ Bubba understands and he knows literally how. When Rebecca comes in, we're going to play some compa. I love that. We incorporated that for this month, which is Haitian Heritage Month. We just celebrated Haitian Flag Day on May 18th. My birthday, May 15th. And my sister's birthday, actually, yesterday. Also, your mother, who is an honorary Haitian Bubba.
Okay.
This month as well.
And my daddy. My daddy.
And your daddy.
On May 19th.
All right,
yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
So, but we as he was playing the music, I did the request. First of all, the request of Tolerim with Uchel and Kai, that wasn't me that showed our good brother this. He went and updated his playlist with some true compa. So the song that you heard him play before the last song, it was called Tolereo by Gustel and Kai, right? Put that to the side. The next song that was playing is by Class. It's called Mpoko Abai, which is like, I ain't about to give you nothing because I ain't got you. I don't know nothing about you. So I'm not gonna lay down with you. I don't know nothing about you. You said you single, but I don't know nothing about your life. So you will not get none of my body, even though my body is saying yes. So that's what that song's about, right? It's about consent. With that being said, as Ben likes to go and find compa, on the internet, people playing compa, in which you can really see compa is usually mostly always on beat. You saw Bubba go from a slower tempo song and they were still on beat. You saw him play an upbeat tempo song where they had the breakdown, the compa breakdown, where they're thinking, all of that. And they were dancing, everybody's on beat. Ben passed by a interracial couple. One clearly was not of the black persuasion. No,
I
I
am
was
offended.
the Caucasian persuasion.
Wait. I am offended by your implication. Are you trying to implicate me?
Been
in saying-
swiped by that lady before she could do one step. So
One
fast.
move. Ain't
We
even
were
get the
looking at
roll
Ben.
away.
Ben allowed people to do their little hit. That lady tried to do a little 1-2, and Ben said, "Swipe." He said, "You will not look at this."
This
He
is
said,
what-
"Absolutely not. Not on my watch."
But what's so funny is y'all caught it in real time. It's like and I'm just
Ben
just
went by. He was, anytime he saw somebody ain't doing it right, that was one thing. But Ben went by so fast across that white lady, I couldn't believe it.
y'all
He
gonna make the
said-
people think I'm racist. Why
Not,
y'all-
not on. Not, he said, "Not on my watch. Not on my watch." And I respect that, and that's what we call solidarity. When you see, because you know what, Ben, I'm tired. You know what? I'm on a mic that belongs to me on a show that my name is finally on the marquee. I will say what I need to say. I am tired. And I probably said this before, but today I'm going to say it because they've been doing it in all communities, right? All black communities. A little white person do a little shimmy somewhere. They like, "Oh, woo, 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 woo. You invited to the cookout. Woo, woo." I'm gonna need you to take the bark down a bit. You can't invite somebody to the cookout because they did a nice side step. They did a little, "Let me see you 1-2 step." No, that gives directions. Put on some music and see what that white person's gonna do naturally. Can they hit the beat without singing somebody as an example? In the Haitian community, I want y'all to stop that too. Every time somebody literally does something on the internet,
it wasn't that one.
I saw it. Ben went fast. Anytime somebody does something on the internet that is Haitian Haitian people do it all the time. It doesn't go viral when Haitian people do it much, but when a white person does the thing that the Haitian person knows how to do, they like, "Oh wow, oh so superb, wow, oh my God knows, really." They inviting her to the flitai. Okay, that's the Haitian cookout. They inviting her to the flitai. No flitai for you for doing the bare minimum. What Haitians do every single day. You don't get to be on TikTok and saying, "Oh, my husband, he's Haitian, and here's how I cook his meals." And you made épices, and you put the épices on the thing, and then you made the spaghetti haïtien. And then after you made the Haitian spaghetti, everybody's like, "Oh, she invited to the flitai." We must stop it right now. That's why the infiltration is happening. The cookout has all kinds of ingredients that are not so bad, but or that are not supposed to be there. We have to save and preserve the recipes.
Wait a minute.
Y'all not preserving the recipes. Y'all saying everybody invited to the cookout just because they did a little hip sway. They did a little
shimmy.
Because they rapped the Drake verse bar for bar. Drake he leans into his whiteness.
Duh.
Okay.
He can't help but colonize.
Yeah. So listen to me. We gotta stop doing for the bare minimum for somebody who's not even of your culture. When you got your grandma and them who know how to do a 2-step, who are good content, you put them online instead. Replace them with what you already been surrounded by. Even with yourself, damn it. You are probably the best dancer, the best rapper, the best singer, the best skater, because that's the thing right now. Everybody's skating, and I never knew that the skating talent was located in different parts of Black communities all around the nation. So please stop opening the door for the people who've been like the people who created the Project 2025, right? Remember, those people went and studied Blackness. They wanted to infiltrate it and create something that will then hurt us. Stop inviting these folks to the cookout. And to our viewers, if you could do a 1-2, I appreciate you. Support the Black person that you watch every day that does that thing. Because when we talk about cranberries in potato salad, we never say, Jean-Baptiste or Shonda them, Miss Johnson them know how to make the best one. No, we say we know where it came from. And I said it myself. It's delicious. It's delicious, but I'm not going to credit folks that didn't make it. I know the clear folks I know that's y'all stuff. I know it. I give respect where it's due. So when you guys see the white person doing the bare minimum, And
hate
being
you, bro.
invited to the cookout, the fritai, whatever the Jamaicans got, whatever it is, the dancehall, whatever. You see that person just do a little dirty wine, head ain't even going to full spin. I'm trying to the Jamaicans are flipping off of the rooftops, landing on their back, and still doing the dirty
Wait a
wine.
minute.
Full neck roll.
You know,
And you telling me that Karen over here is doing it, and all she did was like this, and even go. She didn't even go.
and then
on
she
a
go
full
viral.
circle.
Then she go
Shit.
viral
Then she go
Okay.
viral.
And she got 2 million views, and now she invited to
Jimmy
everywhere.
Fallon.
Dexter Daps is bringing her on stage. We must be stopped.
You stupid.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Bubba?
So, with that being said,
man.
happy
Man.
Haitian Heritage Month. We're still celebrating the flag. This flag right here has so much history. These are my little ones. This used to be on the outside. I got another one on the side. You will find these little things all around my place, even though I just moved in. They're everywhere. But if you don't see a Haitian with their Haitian flag in the vehicle, with something Haitian on their phone, something in their bio, Haitian. Y'all know what it is when y'all hear about me, Haitian. They be like, Rebecca, I'm like, Haitian, what? What's up? Haitian, no middle name, but Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Haitian, tout bon vrai. There's no, ain't no cap in it. However, the flag, what we did on that day in 1803, 1804, when we decided to have Catherine Fro rip what the French flag is, take that white part out. Okay, the French, that's the colonizers. We ripped that. And then this is in the middle. This is not where we took a pause to rip it out. She was sewing it up while Haitians, right, enslaved people, right, African enslaved people who were brought to Haiti were whooping the colonizers' behinds over there in Haiti. This woman was sitting in the middle of it. This is simultaneously as she began to rip the white part out the flag. White, we don't need it. White is not right. I'm just kidding. They ripped that white part out of the French flag and sewed what was the blue and red, for the representation of unity, our bloodshed, everything for the freedom, liberté. And then we got the coat of arms a little later to go in the middle, which is l'union fait la force. Unity creates, empowerment, force, how you want to say it, but unity is power. And, the history of the flag, the variations of it. But if you look at the blue and the red on the flag, if you look at a lot of other Latin countries, you'll see that blue and red in their flags. Why? Because Haiti is the one that helped them to their freedom. And so that's why you'll see in a lot of Latin flags, the blue and the red, because that was their way of paying homage to Haitians for helping free them. And that's why this flag we celebrate so much, that even when we went to go help people with their freedom, they wanted to give us things and stuff. We said, hey, just put that on your flag. Put that on your flag. And they even offered to, hey, because you freed us, you helped us get free. We're going to put this in our flag to commemorate you guys and how you walked around during your revolution, but came and helped us with ours in these different, countries. And mind you, we are a Latin country, just not recognized because of our skin color, and because of historical, how just racism, prejudice, xenophobia, all the things. But even with that being said, that's how much Haiti has this history. So when we celebrate things like Flag Day on May 18th, it's not just because by happenstance, our flag has so much. It ain't like how they built the American flag, all willy-nilly. It's really something that comes with power and something that is, you'll find that in every, in mostly these Latin flags because of the history and how we actually successfully, not only did our own revolt, the first in the world, right? First successful Black revolt in the world, the first free Black republic in the world. You can find me on video saying this on Like It or Not almost 10 years ago. The same thing. I broke it down to you guys. It's a very serious matter for me because when we talk about this flag, people be like, oh, whatever. No, Haitians are serious about that flag because of the history, right? No matter where we are planted in America or all over this world, because Haitians are everywhere, whether they migrated there, whether they were forced there, however it was, whether they were born there, it's like literally wherever that flag is, we know. We saw I Show Speed, which is he's a what do they call him? A streamer. He's a big streamer. His name is I Show Speed. He did
Caribbean, yeah.
in Africa, and now he's doing a tour in Caribbean. He said, you know, when he laid out the places that he was going in the Caribbean, Haiti wasn't on there. And of course, I understand Haiti may not be a safe space to go, but a lot of places have similar situations happening
Yep.
like Haiti in their countries in the Caribbean. It's just not really talked about at that level. And of course, because of American infiltration, but we don't got to talk about that right now. But I will say, even when he was in the Dominican Republic, Haitians was like, hey, why you not go to Haiti? Why you not go to Haiti? Eh? You don't go to Haiti? In the middle of this man doing his stream. And which pushed him to now go on, and now he's gonna go to Haiti. From what he said, he will be going up to Haiti now. And the person that stepped up in place of him, he actually was here in Atlanta at the spot I was at this past weekend for Haitian Flag Day. But his name is he's an African man. I want to say it's Sean, I ain't gonna say Sean Don, but his name starts with an S. He is the one that actually went to Africa. He's not a streamer, but he is a creator. Once I get his name, I will give it to you guys. He went to Haiti and did a whole tour. But once again, I'm like, we can't just wait for people to go to Haiti and do a tour. There are so many people who are Haitian, who live there, who have content, who are touring, who are showing you what it's like, who are showing you their everyday, because it's still people who live there. My family still lives there. They still got to go their day to day. Those beaches still exist, you know, even with the things that are going on there. The beaches still exist. They still have to eat. They still have their day-to-days. So, you know, there are so many content creators who are online. So I tell you right now, support your content creators like me who are online right now or in America. Support your ones who are in France, who support your ones who are actually in Haiti, who are telling you what's happening on the ground, who are telling you what their day-to-day is like, instead of getting the misinformation from you know, mainstream media, who has long taught you that Haiti was just the poorest, country in the Western Hemisphere for so long. That's how people were able to, you know, describe Haiti. But that's not the Haiti that I know, what I grew up with. So many of the things that are there, the same thing that's in the Congo, the same thing that's in Sudan, are because of the United States infiltration and taking something or going in to destroy something. Just, you know, that also leads to the destabilization of these grandeur countries, Black countries. So with that being said, that's kind of like my little spiel because of one of the best countries that I know. And I'm so glad that I wake up every day to be like, oh, did it again, Haitian. Thank you, Jesus. You know, when you grow up Haitian, you know how many bullies you had to go through, and just for us to get to this place and be like, man, I love to be Haitian. I love being Haitian. Anyways,
So,
shout out to the flag.
Okay, and I got a question. Is it the Juneteenth flag the same, almost damn near similar to the Haitian flag? Is that the Juneteenth flag I'm thinking about?
The Juneteenth flag that Black, this is from what I know. I am not ADOS, I am not FBA, so don't come for me in the comments. Y'all already don't like me. But that flag, from what I know, and I've done actually a story on, that flag, that red and blue one with that star in the middle, was not made directly by Black people, but in participation with other white people. So Black people had adopted the other one. I think the blue and the excuse me, Ben, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the black and red one, which has that, you know, the gold in the middle. So that one, which was created, I thought, I said, oh my God, it looks like a Haitian flag. I thought that's where they got the inspiration when I first seen it and did a story on it. And it may have been the inspiration behind it, but you know, I don't know, whatever. But there was an artist that made it alongside a Black man, but I think the woman was white, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's why you don't see a lot of Black Americans adopt this one. You see them adopt the one and there's a name for the one that they use, you know, more in the social media space, and they're starting to get jewelry with it on there. It is the black and red one with the gold. I want to say coat of arms in the middle. If there's a coat of arms, I want to say that, but that is the one that they adopt. This one, yes. This is the one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that, and a lot of, I will say, it's a fire to me. That's a fire behind flag. You know,
it is.
Yeah,
never seen it. I've never seen this before.
You never seen that one, Jay?
Never.
Well, you know,
never.
I don't know how new it is, but it is, like you said, Rebecca, coming into and there was a whole, what was that artist's name? Was it not Sweetie, but
for the original one?
Well, who they I have to find it, but she was supposed to use a flag that ADOS liked, And yes, so I'm a descendant of enslaved Africans, absolutely, right. But there's a distinction between the groups, right? There's competing groups to see who's going to be the official group of black Americans. I don't care if ADOS or FBA, whatever. Like the point is that there's those of us who are descendant of enslaved Africans in America. Now, this is the flag that many people are coming towards, but the Juneteenth flag is specifically for Juneteenth separate.
Juneteenth, okay.
Yeah,
The day of
the other
Juneteenth.
flag.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And shout out to Oren who says that the cookout starts at noon. Text us the address, Oren, so we can pull up. He said ribs, chicken, dirty rice,
Who cooking?
macaroni and cheese, and a whole lot of family and friends.
Wait, where that at? Oh, here
Oren
it is.
G96. You just let us know. We pulling up.
Pull up.
Okay, look. Listen, I don't walk around going around strangers, but thank you for providing to the cookout. I do love a rib. I do love a good a Black American cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't not like it.
I love
like
because those are things that you don't eat. Like I didn't grow up eating, so especially when I went to school, and the Black American lady with the gold tooth. When she had a French roll, never forget a little juicy Jerry curl in the front, and I used to go to school in elementary school, and they would do a particular day for like Black kids, and I really didn't understand it, but they would make sure that Black American kids were they made sure that Haitian kids and Black American kids got their celebration. So any Black holiday, she'll be in there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Yeah.
We're gonna give her some extra what is it? The black red beans and whatever. The beans that y'all have when y'all got the
baked beans.
Put the baked beans on there. She had the mashed potatoes. She had the I didn't eat burgers. So I was like, I don't eat burgers. She was like, all right, we're gonna get her some ribs. Yeah, you are. Your mama gonna let you eat ribs. You all right? Put a rib on there. Put a rib on there. She ain't eat all day. She missed you at breakfast. She would be like that. I forgot her name, but wherever that lady is, her kids went to the same school. They started us up young. They was like, listen, I know you Haitian. I got y'all. They make sure that we were celebrated. And then what was happening in the world where they was beating us up, right? It wasn't that in that kitchen. She was like, y'all gonna put some meat on your bone.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all gonna celebrate with us. So wherever that lady is with the French roll and the gold tooth. Okay, that was to me parts of the unity that I thought I would see when I got a little older, and I didn't see. But even right now with the diaspora wars, I want people to understand that you gonna find. I met a guy. He hit on me the other day. I was like, Colombian. I'm Colombian. Okay, I'm Colombian through and through. Colombian. I met him when I took my sister out. I took my sister out to dinner. And he's like, my parents are Sicilian, but me, I'm Colombian.
Colombian.
No, Colombian. Colombiano, you know what I'm saying? Colombian. You beautiful, dark skin. No light. I said, I need a little flash on me. He said, no light. You beautiful, dark skin. Colombian. He said, because he's Italian, but he presents like he loves also being Colombian. He was born and raised in Colombia, but you look at him, he's an Italian man. Fine one too, but he's an Italian man. And I was saying like people like to take away. I saw this conversation online about our Blackness, and I'm like, look at yourself. Why are people trying to say that Black only is a term that's coined for Black Americans on in America, when so much music that I hear in the Haitian music, yo di neg noir. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
Nigga. Black person, you know what I mean? That's like in our music, neg noir qui fait l'indépendance, the Black man who created the Black independence for us, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That is literally like, I'm like, we cannot try to claim stake on Black when you look at yourself and you look at your peer and you look at your other neighbor and you look at your neighbor over there from the other side of the country, and we all Black. You know what I'm saying? Like, so stop the diaspora wars when it comes to skin color, y'all. Blackness is so big. Blackness is not a monolith. We are. I'm so happy that I have friends who speak Spanish who are Black. My dad speaks Spanish, French, of course, Haitian Creole. He speaks Patois. He speaks all them languages as a Black man. It's not like this whole scary thing I was looking at this lady. All her content is in German. She's a Black African woman who was raised in Germany, who has her experiences as a Black woman in Germany. So let's look at the beauty of Blackness as we move forward in life. If y'all gonna be watching this show, because I am sick and tired of the conversations that are getting deeper and losing the plot. I saw a makeup artist the other day. She will not be named because maybe once you name her, she will put you on her stuff and cuss you out. I can't stand it. But she was cussing somebody out and said, don't question me about my Blackness when all I saw was Caribbean flags and African flags in your status. What that got to do with, girl, cuss her out for free, but without having to use the fact that she has Caribbean flags and African flags in her bio, which makes her less Black. No. We're not doing that. We're correct people without adding, the non-nuanced factors of how, beautiful and diverse Blackness is. Anyways, that's my tidbit. I know I was running on, but Blackness. I love being Black.
You see, we ain't gonna interrupt.
Love being Black. Okay.
Yeah. Amen.
Anywho, I digress. Ben, quick check-in. How you doing, Bubba? How you doing, Ben?
Just another day that the Lord has blessed me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey,
my church organ. Hallelujah.
Don't play. I think I got one in here.
A little organ.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's in my church. You know how you have anyway. Yeah. Oh no, there it is, right there. Just another day, Sister Rebecca, Deacon Bubba James, that the Lord has blessed me. Shanana.
This is the fan. You know they got the fan.
Yes,
Obama or Martin Luther King.
Obama.
In the Haitian church, they fanning themselves off because it's 90 degrees while this man
in the church.
And he playing real slow on the chords.
Mm-hmm. They come in. Good afternoon, saints.
Good afternoon.
I said, good afternoon, saints.
I said,
good afternoon.
We are welcomed.
Go
for
ahead,
y'all to be here today, another Like It or Not. We have the great brother Benjamin, pastor today, who is in the congregation. We greatly appreciate him being here. And we also have Sister Rebecca Azor, who will come up today and lead today's sermon. And we know we're gonna have a great time this morning. And I just want everybody to clap it up if you are blessed and happy to be here this morning. I need you to give God some praise right now, please.
Hey.
I said I need you to give God some praise, please. Y'all show us some love as she comes. Y'all welcome the dear sister, Rebecca Azor.
Evangelist. Rebecca
Evangelist.
Azor.
Y'all could do better than that. Y'all could do better than that. Y'all could do better than that. If y'all are glad to be in the house tonight, y'all could do better than that. You aren't clapping for me, you're clapping for the Holy Spirit in the room right now. Lord. You weren't clapping for me, but you're clapping for J.E. If you know that you made it through another day, if you know that you made it through the weekend, if you know that they're gonna come up on a Monday, if you know you got up on this Sunday.
Oh, so
give him the glory.
Oh. Hey. Hallelujah.
There's so much that we have on the agenda today. Thank you, ushers. You could thank you, musicians. Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to the musicians. Thank you so much. They always know what to do when Sister Rebecca comes in the house. It does feel like a family in here.
Yes,
as
Lord.
Always. I did want to. I would be remiss.
That's the one.
I came in here and I did not shout out my husband to be. When God made him, he thought of me. Look at that person and say, when God made him.
When God made him, he thought of me. Thank you, Jesus.
And, last but not least, I wanted to give Brother Benjamin Dixon he's not in the house today physically, but he's here spiritually. So for the man of this house, the head of this house, can you guys give him a glory, hallelujah round of applause?
Hallelujah.
Yes. Now if that was for me, that would be all right. But in this house we give God that's what you're laughing because that's what they say.
That's what they say. Yes,
he shut it down. Y'all could do better than that.
If you don't clap, you going to hell. Here we go.
And they got the pastors out there that's just like that. You know who's a pastor that's just like that? And we would say he's a leader that's just like that. I don't even want to say that, but Donald J. Trump. That's
the
a leader.
Juxtaposition right there.
He is a leader who does exactly that. If you are in the middle of trying to get something together within the church that he's not at, because he don't be at nowhere. He don't be saving nobody. He don't be where he's supposed to be. He don't be home. But on this day, on this day, I don't know if you guys have heard, there was a recent shootout. we can call it that. There was a recent shootout over at the White House the day before. I want to say yesterday. Oh no, it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? It was yesterday. Yeah. And I want to preface this by saying, before the shootout, there was a lot of coverage about Donald Trump rushing home the night before. I don't know why that made news, but that was something I thought that was really, really strange. The night before yesterday's White House shooting.
Him and Vance, right?
Mm-hmm. The leaders of this country who weren't home, they was enjoying themselves out doing whatever, and they rushed home the night before, and that made headlines like everywhere. But there was no reason. They didn't give a reason as to why they rushed home. And then yesterday, we know that there was a White House shooting, and what we know is that the shooting happened outside, and while a lot of journalists were outside of the White House doing their live shots, which, we'll see there's a stark difference on how everybody, again, we're going to look at whiteness. There's a stark difference on how people were covering it. And we're going to look at, a great example of whiteness in America. But
is this real?
You had reporters literally reporting this, because this is the White House. A lot of journalists are in front of the White House, especially ones that are in DC. Here we go, ABC, CBS, NBC, who are all usually covering this. We're in the middle of doing a live shot, and heard the gunshots. The fact that we can't take it serious is also another conversation we're going to have. But let's take a listen.
I don't have
the different. You don't have the. I dropped two links. I dropped two different links.
Audio. I have an audio error on my computer, so I can't get the audio today.
You won't be able to play it
unless I exit out and come back in. But finish this. Look at this real quick, and then I'll go get that audio.
To hear it though, I want them to hear the difference. Ben, exit out and come on in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
So while I talk about it a little bit more, again, you have reporters on air that did not even understand what they were hearing in real time. So another reporter you're going to see is being told to physically get down. And here's my thing while Ben goes to get the audio, because we must listen to it. The unification of everybody not giving a damn in the country.
Hello.
When the news broke. It was literally like, oh, now what y'all want from the store? It's a desensitization.
Desensitization.
Okay, because
I got
stuck too. I'm like, wait.
But we've been, basically made to feel nothing when it comes to this administration, when it comes to guns or shootings or violence, because the same administration, I just want to preface this again, with the same administration when those kids were, shot down in the elementary school in Texas, they treated it as non-factor. This was not an issue. They blamed it on the LGBT, they blamed it on trans people. They blamed it on everybody they can blame it on, but never the issue of bringing it to the fact that we need gun control within this country. So in this moment, when they say that the life of Donald J. Trump is at risk in some way, shape, or form with the shooting because of the Correspondents' Dinner, what we saw happen there as well, where it was like, this all seems like a setup, right? Allegedly. So this was one of those moments where this gives staged as well. So too many shootings to count in this moment. But let's take a listen.
I forgot how loud it was.
While the shooting happens.
God. And she's just sitting there like, Mama, hang on, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on one more time. There it is.
There we go.
Today, but this obviously comes just a couple of weeks after a shooting at the White House Correspondents'.
What is that?
What is that?
Oh my God, what is that?
What is that?
Bro. I'm
Listen.
sorry.
So
I'm
this
sorry.
one is what is that? Let's look at this. Here a stark difference. Let's take a look.
Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
So here we see, okay, she's in the middle of her live shot.
Deal
She's
is
not going to
closed.
say, what is that? We don't, and our sister is also not white. And so I love that her videographer,
Went with her.
said, get down. Like, hey, it's gunshots, you're gonna get down. Our good sis is looking at her videographer, like, is that gunshots?
She's sticking her head out.
Like,
It looked unbelievable.
Bro.
It actually looked, and this was actually the breaking video that came out for the story. It was this, and it didn't seem. I feel like is she in on it? Because again, that's how it gives. It gives that.
What
Look
is
at
that?
everybody else's. That man said, "Hey, I take this earpiece,
bro, sister, that out, bro.
He said, "I'm loosening up this stock because if I got to get ready to run, I need to free myself." She's like,
What is that?
"You hear that? What is it?" Baby,
What
she
is
leaned
that?
in. She leaned in.
She stuck her head.
And look, that's why I'm like, wait, is this? It looked like an AI video. The way she just.
And it's not. It's not AI at all. So here we go. Let me show you. I'm gonna go in and
Oh my goodness.
there's so much to be said here. Of course, the Secret Service and the White House put out information, the correspondence that said that they then had found the shooter. I can't even tell the story because the kids. I cannot.
What is that? What is that?
They had no time
Oh, I'm so sorry,
to
Rebecca.
make the SNL skit, but this is probably gonna be part of it.
Oh, next week. Oh, Jesus. I'm sure.
I don't
it
think because
is.
this tells it. This is literally like a skit, kind of like the girl that was singing at the
my
national
God.
anthem at the Green Party debate, the independent
this?
debate. And so it gave this can't be our life, and this is mostly our life. This is what it is. This is what it is. But so if you guys wanted to know, get it out.
Every time it's like
Get it out.
every time it played with shit, and then the walk off is like,
What is that?
I can't.
like,
I can't
girl,
do my
what
job,
you? Are you going to investigate, girl? What are you doing?
I can't do my job.
What is it? Listen, what is she doing?
What is that? You guys hear that?
I like
No?
what,
Okay.
and I like what Braxton said in the chat. Braxton said, all of y'all move too slow.
Too damn
All of
slow.
y'all-
That's
Everyone
what I
will.
said. Because if you really look at now, I will say Miss Mama's over at where was she? NBC? No, I don't. wherever Miss
ABC.
Mama's was, she was. This
Yeah.
one was very slow because here's the thing. And it gives you a great example because if we had a black person on there, because I'm pretty sure a black person was also on scene.
I was about to
but
ask
I
you.
just want you to know there's a difference in how we move in this country because when we hear gunshots, we have a fear when it comes to us. White people can move around this
Look.
country with no fear, right?
Look.
There's a level of protection for me to say, I don't know what gunshots sound like. I can say I don't know if that's like gunshots or if it's fireworks. What is that? Because they can do those things. Because I'm not going to forget that man that was murdered by ICE at the start of the new year when he was also putting up his fireworks, right?
Oh yeah,
And he lost his life,
Daryl
right?
Porter.
But this woman hears something that may be fireworks to her. She hears something that may be gunshots to her because they can also shoot in the air, right? And not be shot down. So she's like, what is that? Leans closer into it. But this is how whiteness moves here in America, fearlessly most of the time. Meanwhile, gun control is nowhere to be found. And
My
Donald
God.
Trump wants us to care.
And now that you mentioned that, you got to think about it in context of the shooting this week. How are we going? We can't forget the shooting at the Muslim school where three people were killed, and two of the people were killed
Was it
by
Emory?
Nazi. Listen, this is how sad this is. Like, and I'm trying to pull myself together because this is her. What is that look is killing me. Maybe I need to take her down, but you got to think about it in context. This week, two white Nazis went into a Muslim school and start shooting it
Yes,
up.
yes,
And
yes, yes, yes,
three
yes, yes.
three adults were killed.
Yeah.
But these Nazis hate themselves and people so much that they live streamed them not only killing other people, but then they live streamed themselves killing themselves. So we're laughing at this, but at the same time, when you bring up gun violence, like it's every week here, and it's getting really specific and really dangerous.
And what always happens in these moments is that they catch the perp. The perp never gets close enough to the president or the vice president. Nobody's ever hurt. It is 2026. It is not the day of JFK. And so why are these, and mind you, there have been multiple instances, reports, documentation of, Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama being the first Black president. And of course has a target on his back being the first Black president. We know that for sure. But so many reports and documentation of him also being threatened and people in the vicinity with guns and things, but that have not been made the main headline, right? Because that's what there's a lot of crazies in these worlds, but for some reason there is this infatuation with making it that our leader and his life is in such danger, when so many stories like you just said this week, last week, the week before, people marginalized groups are attacked, shot down, and nobody gives a damn, right? While we are the ones screaming gun laws, somebody just died. Our hearts don't know how to feel anymore because we know tomorrow we may not care about it, not because we don't want to, but because there's going to be another situation that flashes before our eyes in a similar manner for another marginalized person or a group of people who are shot down because of the carelessness in America when it comes to gun control. But when it comes to the leader of the United States who don't give a damn about gun control, when there is a shooting in his vicinity, when you got Secret Service who is trained to do the job, but you got these ICE agents standing in place of these people that's supposed to do the job, you literally are looking at, we don't give a damn. We don't care because we know that this seems to be something that just gives off, and I'm going to say allegedly, a made-up situation. You got nicked in the ear, made-up situation, allegedly. The Correspondence Center, something allegedly. Then you over here and you shoot and find this perpetrator who was then brought to the hospital from the reports that I initially read, brought to the hospital and then confirmed to be dead. So they took down the shooter. And is this a shooter, Ben?
Yeah, that's what's coming up in my report.
Benjamin P. Dixon. I didn't get the shooter in my report originally. They didn't have of course, it's gonna be somebody.
What, really, bro?
It's
I'm
gonna
sorry.
Be somebody.
Let me double check, because I mean this AI is pretty precise, but his flashing a big black. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, yep, that's him.
Oh my God.
Previously
Now they
arrested
gonna-
by Secret
now-
Service.
Now they're gonna say, "Oh, black people coming after Donald Trump." Oh, man,
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Yep.
It wasn't
Nope.
it two of them?
No, that was the shooting earlier this week. There were two Nazis, two white guys.
Okay, when we're talking about two, we're talking about the two Nazis, the white men
okay.
who
This
used
was a
their
single
guns and
shooter.
shot down marginalized people because they're nasty and disgusting Nazis. Now you have this, and which we haven't seen pictured anywhere, the way we're about to see this framed and put up at the White House.
I mean, look at the picture itself. Like
it looks like AI, to be honest, but who are me?
Look at the framing. Look at the framing of, like, this must be his mugshot, and then they zoomed in as close as they could, because this is what they're sharing via People News. Look at how they cut it. Like, that picture is intentional. This is a mugshot, which means it's his whole body. Got his head, got his chin, got his they cut all that off just so they could zoom in the scariest aspect of his face.
But I thought that the shooter was I thought they killed him.
Yes, they did. Apparently they did.
Okay, so I forgot they did say this was previously arrested. So this must be a previous mugshot.
Yeah, this is a previous mugshot.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, anyway, if it had been a white person, they would have put him in his, his professional headshot.
Yep.
Without fail, every time a white
And he
person-
would have looked like, they wouldn't have put the official headshot just yet. They would have put him walking his dog with his wife and children. They would have put him
showed him
eating
with the
dinner.
kids. Yeah.
or they just wouldn't have shown his face at all.
Or they wouldn't have shown his face at all, or given the name initially.
Yep.
So they definitely had to wait till they tapped in to make this person look how white people assume us to look. I remember there was this thing that they said, he's chimping out, right? Here's something that they can use and they can put out. Trust me, it's if not already, it's probably already in the space where Republicans are using this to say they feel unsafe. This is what makes them feel unsafe. And then the name.
Oh my goodness, right. Nazir Best, like
not the because they're gonna say he's Islamic, they're gonna say he's Muslim, they're gonna say he's attached to terrorists. They're gonna, because that's how white people in America have fashioned anybody with a name or the look or whatever to be dangerous. That's what they're trying to put in together. I really, and I'm going to be the one to say this, like I said on our previous episodes, and like I said when Donald Trump, before he became president again, was nicked in the ear, I said these all feel like they are literally things that are made up. These are things where Donald Trump is building this storyline to make us feel for him and the ballroom.
In the ballroom. And
our ballroom was attacked.
The ballroom and the bunker.
Okay. So yeah.
My.
Yeah. Now, again, I think that something should be said about how we all as a nation, black, blue, in between, white, we got online and was like, are you hungry? What's for den? What are you doing tomorrow? That's literally within the first few minutes of this story breaking. Immediately turned that lady into a meme, a GIF, a reaction pic. They immediately went to work because that's what's more important to us, not Donald Trump and these stories constantly coming out when you paid no attention or gave a State of the Union about the shooting that just happened with those white men. But what you did do was go around and talk about reparations for white folks. I can't do it.
Lord Jesus. Hey, and I just saw a comment
like
that
that
somebody said.
Want me to try again with
Oh.
better and images?
scared.
from the
I'm
White
like,
House
who is this?
shooting? Just
Who's
say
this
the
white man?
word, and I'll pull a stronger selection.
But somebody just said that they're framing it as it was a suicide by cop, basically. So, and if that's the case, okay, unfortunate, but I can understand. But the rhetoric is going to be, it was an attempt on the president's life.
Of course, it already was. Do you understand? That's literally what he wants. He wants
That's literally what he
from the
wants.
day where he had that photo op from the Correspondence Center where the people were moving slowly and they allowed. They're telling us not to believe our eyes and not to focus on their lies. What the poet said: real lies, real lies, real lies. Right? And I think that I can't sit by
You're not
idly.
feeling those images.
I'm sorry. It's fixed. Go ahead.
Then get the AI out of here.
Okay.
But no,
And then he a white man too. I'm sorry.
And then, don't talk to me, white man. Don't talk to me. No, but I feel like all of these things are making us feel like, hey, we should feel this way. But one thing I will say, we've had this conversation and trying to understand how to structurally break down the system without losing our jobs, without losing our families, without putting our lives at risk. And I just don't think there's a possibility for that because they don't care. Just what you said earlier, this past week, 3 people had died because of some psychopath, right? We spent all of the first few years of the dreadful COVID years of trying to protect ourselves, but also going out there to fight for the right of, of people against cops right now, or at that time, because now it's like ICE agents to me are still cop adjacent, of course, law enforcement. That's what they are in this country. And we had to be fighting all those things simultaneously. But when people complain, I'm throwing myself all over the place. There's so much news. My goodness, the NAACP has put out, saying that, hey, for all the students who are going to or committing to states where they're taking away your rights. Don't commit to those states. Go to other schools that have your best interest at heart, that can protect you when you are at those schools. Do not go to those universities, those white universities that just want your talent, but everything around that university has laws that will not protect you. Do not, like, they're telling them to commit to places that have their best interest in mind. And guess who's upset? The people online, the little fragile ones, they just kids. You remember all of those, all those protests that we seen growing up in black and white pics and stuff that weren't too long ago. We got some in color because y'all grandmamas was, still alive. The ones that was calling us all hard ERs and sick and they throwing all kinds of things on people's bodies and then and beating them and all that. Yeah. Listen to me. Those were students. Those were sometimes college students who were doing the bus boycotts at their university. We have so many tales at my university, one of my universities, which is the #1 HBCU in the nation, Florida A&M University, where they have so many stories across the wall about the first to do bus boycotts in our towns, right? The historic moments in our towns for college students who just got there, who parents had just dropped them off, and they were like, up to work we go. So to say that these babies who are going to places where they're not protected, but the school wants their talent, but once they step out to go to a party, somebody's, a white person is offended that this big black boy is within their store. So they're saying that they felt threatened and the police come and they beating them down. Huh? No, they're not just babies, because when they're looked at in communities outside of where they're used to being, where they don't look like them, they only want them to be on the football field and want their talent. Shut up and dribble and stand up for the flag, right? Sons of bitchs, according to Donald Trump when he spoke about Colin Kaepernick. We just want them to play, but we're not looking at when they step out what that looks like for them. Absolutely not. We're going to take our talent where it's protected for those 4 years of them being in college, and where they go beyond. That's what we need. And it should not be in the world where we're just sitting here and saying, absolutely, no, they're babies, they're this and that. And that's the problem. When they get to a place and they don't know. There was a movie there was so much movies that were shown throughout COVID, because we sat home dealing with a lot, and they was like, let's give them a movie about it. There was one with Kerry Washington, and she married a white man, and he was in law enforcement, and their child was missing in the rain, had white friends, and she told him not to go out with them white friends past a certain time of night. But
I remember that movie.
But it turns out, y'all know how it ended. I don't even have to tell you. Spoiler alert: baby ain't make it home. Okay. Because of law enforcement. So with that being said, we must protect the babies, and we can't coddle them, and where they're out here not knowing that our Martin Luther Kings, and before our Martin Luther Kings, who were in the church doing it, right? We had people who were in the schools doing it, the young folks in the schools who were doing it, 17, 18, just coming out of high school. We had some high schoolers. There's video online that's in color with your grandmama and them, white folks. Up there yelling at 5-year-olds. Ruby Bridges is alive.
It's
and
alive.
got Comcast. Be on Comcast.
You say got Comcast.
One of the first to desegregate schools out there in Louisiana. And y'all sitting here and y'all acting like this stuff. Hey, listen to me. She had to learn at her baby age about segregation. And being the one to break it, having to find teachers who would assist her. FBI agents are the ones that were walking her to school. What we talking about? Huh?
What you talking about, Willis?
So let's literally take this serious and not look at what's happening. Donald Trump is trumping up situations at the White House to make him seem like we need to be on our knees for him to say that this man his life is in danger. Absolutely not. Our babies every day, when we send them out to these schools that only want their talent and never want to build their knowledge, don't care about them outside of the field. Get upset when they ain't playing to the white person's best ability when they're watching them, right? Absolutely not. When are they protected? Who's protecting them? Not the people that came over to the house and sat on their couch and told them, hey, mom, we're going to protect them when they get over there. Turns out they're never protected. Huh? We're not doing all that.
Come on.
Doing all that.
Come on, somebody.
Anywho,
You felt that in your shana.
Okay.
right? Because all this really does tie into so much that's been going on these past few days. I mean, we have stories that have been surrounding. I just told you, you know, the White House, the kids, the redistricting. I know that here in Georgia alone, I talked about the experience of myself and a few other people, but online, verbally, to know that everybody was going through the same thing. Melinda, my sister, who was like, I'm in town right now. My voting was, you know, my card is still here. You know, my address is still here. She lives here, and so she came back home, made sure to get her vote, you know, out. And with that being said, she went out. Usually, it's one and done, especially for these types of elections. It's one and done, but was not able. Literally had to go to another location where, of course, they provided no water. That became a law here: no water, no food, no anything. The man outside who was supposed to be voters' assistants, you know, the poll workers, was outside. We're like, inside, it's only 2 people working now. Sun is hitting them. Everybody is tired. Everybody's getting voter fatigue in that line. They came there, some people standing there for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Time is ticking. One woman said to my sister who was in line and said, baby, we can't leave the line. We gonna stay in here. She ended up leaving the line.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
My sister kept texting me, hey, I'm so thirsty. It's so hot. And the man keeps telling us it's 2 people in there. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. My phone, because you know iPhone ain't no good.
Hey, wait a minute. I got to interrupt you and ask you because I hear you telling the story. You telling me that when your sister went to vote, there was only 2 people working the polls.
So as I tell the story, hear me out because it's a twist, an Oliver twist. And so my sister was like, you know, they kept saying that. She said, and I kept encouraging her. She said, my sister was hot. She was dehydrated. She had drank some water before she got there, but standing in that line for those many hours, she was like, she was so defeated. And I kept encouraging her to stay in line. And when she finally got inside, the man that was outside saying, it's only 2 people in there, y'all. I don't know if you'll be able to stay, but it's only 2 people in there. She got inside and there was more than 2 people working. There was actually lines that were moving a little quicker than was stated. And then she said it almost felt like he was discouraging us to leave the line from the outside. Again, there are people people who are sent, who are set up. You think that this redistricting and this attack on different cities for white people and white leaders, you know, who want to be white leaders, you know, who have a leverage, they are pushing people to go places where they're getting the voter fatigue. If it's no longer in my city, I have to drive out somewhere else in a place where it's so hot. Mysteriously, there's a man outside who's telling us, oh, you know, it's really hot outside. It's only 2 people in here. It's this and that. You know, a lot of people out here, this was never your precinct. That's just saying that outside. It just gave, are you discouraging us from going in to vote? And that's exactly what it felt like. My sister was describing it to me, but remember a month ago, I told you guys how Nia, who is a friend of mine, she actually is just want to tell you guys, she's actually a legend in the Haitian community, a Beyonce, if you will, of Haitian singers. But she is a friend of mine, and she also lives out in the area, and she went to go vote, and she said she was so hurt and frustrated. She texted me, and she was like, my experience, I had to tell you about my experience. My experience was so different. Like I usually go and I know what I'm doing. They gave me, we talked about the nonpartisan ballot, where they gave me a ballot that had nothing on there that I knew of, that I was able to understand on this ballot, where I'm like, who are these people? We didn't know who was who. And of course, we talked about how they made that intentional, because what old person or an elderly person is going to go out and vote without knowing I'm voting for a certain side, right? That's what they usually, you know, used to vote, or putting these names on there that you don't know on purpose to throw you off. Who is going to go online? And there are so many people who didn't know that you can go online and see the names, fill out a example ballot and bring that with you inside. A lot of people had to go back to work. So when they did find that out, who was going to go and try to do that while they were in line or while they were actually filling out the ballot? So some of these people voted for the Supreme Court to be what it is right now in Georgia, to be mostly Republican. And that's what they literally, a lot of them one to become that for the Supreme Court here in Georgia in this last election. But it felt that way, where it was just a intentional hit on it. It didn't feel that way. It was that way. Sue me. It was that way, where they intentionally hit Black communities, specifically in Georgia, so that they made them have this voter fatigue, this voter exhaustion, so that they made them feel like your vote doesn't count. And it will always be, no matter what you do, it's going to be one of us in office. It's going to be one of these Republicans in office. And when it comes to Supreme Court, when it comes to leadership, it's going to be us. We're going to keep moving that needle. When we see other states doing it and getting away with it, Georgia will be the one to definitely take heed and start to follow suit, where we start to break down and attack these Black communities as they exist, make them almost obsolete. The little ones that we have. A lot of losses that day for the Black community, a lot of losses that day. And again, it was, to me, for the hit of the voter exhaustion. They really wanted that. And of course, and I'll give you the tea for Georgia. And again, the example came from Alabama. The example came from Louisiana. Texas is doing it. Everybody is working on their redistricting. We talk about Florida. They're working on it as well, removing things. But here in Georgia, they just signed the HB 369, pushing certain local offices into 5 metro counties, including Cobb, Fulton, DeKalb, Gwinnett, Clayton, into nonpartisan election structures, removing party labels from ballots in those races. And critics, of course, are saying that this is going to affect, and has already affected, heavily Black areas, heavily Democratic areas. So like I said, if voters are used to identify candidates partly by party affiliations, removing that is going to stress everybody out at the polls. And it's going to cause people to feel like they no longer have access to information. They didn't get it. There's misinformation being given, and it's going to change the voter experience. I just told you that everybody online, I haven't seen that in such a long time, were giving their voter experience, not telling people, hey, stay in line. They were like, baby, I was stressed. So now nonpartisan ballots are being framed as neutral. Even when you may speak to AI to try to figure out what it is, they're gonna convince you that this is a neutral situation, right? Nonpartisan ballots are neutral. Any conversation where we're talking about politics and they're talking about neutrality, they're saying that this is something that's neutral. Just know it's going to benefit one side, and the one side that it benefited the most, of course, in this scenario, is the Republicans, is the conservatives, is the right.
Rebecca,
yes.
Say, well, girl, you're saying so much that I'm it's not that I can't keep up with you, but there's something important you just blew past. Give me that example. What are you talking about when you say, when you ask AI, it tells you that the voting roll, the nonpartisan ticket is neutral, and they're trying to convince you? Like, did you hear about that? Did you experience that?
Oh my gosh. So when I found out about the nonpartisan ballot, that was, I knew about the nonpartisan ballot, but it was not something that we referred to. When we go to vote, what do we do? We're going to go vote. We're going to look at the names. We're going to look at the D or the R. We're going to remember locally who we know, and then go off of basically the parties. That's usually how a lot of voters function to get through their voting process, their voting experience. So when Nia had called me and said, they kept telling me about a nonpartisan voter, I don't know about that. So I know about it to an extent. So when I did my research and looking for it online, again, this was before a lot of it was hitting people in conversations about voter suppression or voter exhaustion. It's always been a part of the conversation, but it's never been a part of the conversation in areas where they don't really use that type of ballot. But now most areas in Georgia started to use it and adopt it. So I did research. I did go into AI to see what it knows about it locally here in the recent elections here, right? And for the voter experience. And baby, the way AI kept telling me, reframe your wording, because I said, no, this is a part of what they are trying to hit as voter suppression, voter exhaustion. It told me, no, do not use that point, because it's a neutral stance.
Which AI?
Chat GPT, and Gemini.
You ain't got no link, do you? Because you know it's funny you should mention that. But like all weekend, what I've been working on is exactly that. Because these AI are going to convince you, and they're actively doing it, right? So everybody is even here. Here's the thing: people say do your own research. Okay, what do? We go Google, but right now all of the answers are coming from AI, not just regular articles. And so when you get information, you have no choice but to get your information from AI now, is what I'm trying to say. But now every one of these AIs has a very specific political bias that they pass off as neutrality. In reality, it is not neutral at all.
Yep. And that's what I'm trying to say. And if you look at a lot of the framing and verbiage, even in articles, because a lot of these major mainstream news websites are using AI to write these quick articles. They're even putting the, where they have the summaries in the boxes. And I said, wow, too soon. All of them are framing as well. I read off of Yahoo News. I read off of MSNBC. This is all when I was doing the initial search, and each one was coming up as this is something neutral. Don't like this is something that's supposed to give our voters an experience where they're learning who their parties are, or the party representatives are, and those type of things. Now, not only that, when we talk about that, I also did my big one in talking about the redistricting, because when I learned about it initially, the article that I read primarily was talking about the conversation that started in Louisiana, where they got together and was like, hey, Black folks are being hit the hardest when we're looking at the maps. And if we don't fix this, they're going to be hit the hardest in the upcoming elections. So it was something literally put out there as something that was supposed to assist Black people and their voting experience. What the truth was Republicans got together in a room, looked at that map and said, we can fix this to benefit ourselves. And instead of helping Black folks, mind you, the initial articles, if you go look back at the beginning of the redistricting conversations, it was where it was supposed to help. But people were like, this ain't gonna help. And what did it do? It didn't help. It started to push out these examples of them moving things around, moving things out of Black communities. Leadership was more leaning towards the conservative communities, out of the way for Black communities, minimalizing what Black, or eliminating what Black communities and leaderships were supposed to be. And when other states like the ones I named that are always following suit, right over here, we got the Alabamas, we got the where I'm at in Georgia, we got the Floridas, we got the Texas. They began to say they couldn't do it on time, so we will. And we watched these examples go in real time, immediately removing what we had. Maybe sometimes in some states, the one little place in some zones, the one little Black area is now belonging to the right in that district.
And in addition to that, we're following what's going on in Florida, what's the district, the 20th congressional district, where a Black man that district has been predominantly Black for years. I grew up in that district, and now there's a Black man who's running for it. And you have this white woman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's a Democrat, got that big old picture of Obama back there. And she's trying to push him out. I'm sorry, do you see it on the screen? Okay. She's trying to push this Black man. Now, not only is it happening from Republicans
in Florida,
it's happening from white liberal Democrats in Florida too, because the governor has all of the politicians scrambling to figure, all the Democrats scrambling to see where they're going to go and become the next congressman. And now, instead of fighting back to protect Black districts, like you said, Rebecca, we only got one or two. Instead of helping us keep it, we got white liberals who are like, okay, no, I'm going to take your district from you so I can stay in Congress. That's how targeted the Black community's representation is right now. And I'm still blown away by what you said. I wish if you could send me that link from ChatGPT, I'll show, because what you're pointing at is something that's so important, right? And here's a frustration. Again, if you're a person, even if you don't want to use AI, they're forcing you to use it every time you search Google now. So every time you search Google, you automatically are now searching with AI by default.
Mhm.
You can't
default.
get an answer unless it's from AI. And if AI already has the
Which is-
bias put in it, what black
Mhm.
folk gonna do?
Yeah. Yep. And that's exactly what's coming up. Gemini is going to come up. I think Google uses that for their AI. If you Google anything, they put the AI search first and then the articles at the bottom. But
At the
the
bottom.
most
Yep.
recent articles are all, again, following suit. They are the verbiage within it, the writing. I can clock Chat GPT like nobody's
Yeah.
business. It has a way of the verbiage. It has a staccato. It literally, it just has a way of writing that's unnatural. But for a lot of people, that's the way that they want to be able to receive a lot of the news. And so a lot of news sites have flipped and began to write in that sense. And so a lot of the research that's surrounding that is going to be whatever ChatGPT says. I've watched how it has basically rephrase itself, and it'll tell you hey, it'll rephrase what you say. Like I tell it absolutely, hey, this is what's happening, this is where I found it, because my research comes from my search, my actual research. When I put it in the ChatGPT, I don't let ChatGPT do the research for me initially. I say, this is what I found, here's where I found it, here's what it says, and here's my points here, this is where I'm going with it. Help put these into just some bullet points for me so I can have on the side. It'll tell me, be careful, because it's actually a neutral.
No, I'm sorry, Rebecca. Tell me if you don't want to do this morning. We'll do it on another episode. But if you send me that link, like
I have to go.
You gotta go. Okay, so send it to me when you get a chance, because I need to have a little chat with it, because these things are very intentional about making sure that you never say something that's actually true. It will do everything in its power. Like you said, you got it. You clocking it right. That AI has the ability to adjust its tone. It has the ability to adjust how it puts an emphasis on one word versus another to control everything that you're possible, anything possible for you to even consider in your own research. It will redirect you from your own research to conform to their agenda.
Yeah. And that's the problem. That's why I can't rely on it solely. I just can't, right? It's not even my Google. My Google forces me to search. But like you said, today's Google, they will put the AI at the top because it gives us these quick tidbits. I found so many situations where not only ChatGPT was incorrect, and I'd be like, you wrong. And I'd be like, oops, sorry, you're right. Like, excuse me. I knew I was right the first time I wrote it. The information that you gave is not true for you to be, in AI. And of course, we can't rely solely on that, because we will give out misinformation, but it's also intentional. It's intentional to make you feel like you saying that this absolute out of nowhere, not something that has been normal, especially in the state of Georgia. This ballot that is nonpartisan is something that's been used, and it's true. That is a true fact. This has been out. The nonpartisan ballot has been the thing, but it has not been Georgia's normal. Okay. Right. So in knowing this, saying that it's just a neutral thing, and, it was tried to make me verbalize it in a way where it said, just speak on it, where it's like, okay, not that it's focused really on Black communities that this affects, but more so like, no, absolutely focuses on a Black community. Absolutely.
They try to make you go talking about Black folk.
They want you to believe that it is not something that affects the Black community, because it is designed to do that. It is designed to make you look at the facts, bring it in, and tell you, well,
it's not really what you think it is.
Right.
It's supposed to be neutral, and it really doesn't affect or hurt and it's true, it doesn't affect and hurt just the Black community. But we're talking about this is a stark, disproportionate situation that's going on where Black communities are hit the hardest, intentionally hit, which leads and bleeds on to the white Democratic person. But the target has always been the Black community. If we erase them, they have no power. Again, I made the example of, if we remove them from the room, they have no power within that room. They have no power. We put them somewhere else, it doesn't matter.
And it was trying to tell you your analysis is wrong.
It's wrong. Anywho, that is that bothers me when it comes in. We'll break down the AI on the next episode, because I think I have a lot of AI conversation I need to have with you as well about what's going on with what they doing online. I told you the girls are barking about the AI man in shorts where his dreads change on each photo. Woo, woo, woo. I want to be looking like you. There's a girl that did this post. She said, we barking for men in shorts, but they're barking for AI men in shorts online, where the white people are intentionally using and abusing our likeness to go ahead and front online like that's us, and selling fake and having this AI have these deep conversations and talk about this AI be a father and this and that, and talk sexually and talk politically, and they're going after it, and they're using Black likeliness to do so. But that's not our conversation today. I'm still on this damn boat, and
Yes,
I can't
indeed.
it's too much going on, Ben. I got so much to say. There's been so much going on. I'm unpacking as we're going, but voting is getting harder in our communities, and I hate that it's getting harder in the communities that we already face barriers. For so long in 2020, we had our brother Cliff on the show, who does the work on the ground here when it comes to voting rights. We also had so many state representatives on the show who talked about how they were, when it came to them getting elected and what that experience was like at that time in 2020. Mind you, we was dealing with COVID, we were dealing with the barriers to get medicine and to get the shot in that time, while also fighting in the streets. Police officers, and they telling us thin blue line, and we got on masks, and they shooting us with rubber bullets, and they shooting more of our people down. So many things were going on. So that's why in this moment, it really bothered me that they created more barriers in our already voter fatigue time in a manner that was like overnight, knowing the elections were coming in 2 days, right? Knowing the elections was coming within weeks. People were preparing to go and vote, because they were like, we can't have this anymore. If we can't do it on a national level, at least I can do it at my local level. And they said, how about you can't? How about we won't let you? And that sucks. It sucks, Ben.
Yeah. No, they've made sure that, if I could just say it real plainly, they don't care if everybody sees them stealing the election in advance. They're going to steal the election by any means necessary. They're going to make it impossible for us to vote. They're going to make it, even if you show up and get inside of the voter booth now, not only did they make it hard for you to get to the polls, not only did they make it hard for you to get inside, you have to sit outside for hours.
Absolutely.
Then when you get in there, they remove the identification if it's a Democrat or Republican. And now that requires you to have to know every single person, every single policy, and who has structural time, who has enough time in their life to know every single person, every single policy on a ballot. By design. You got to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week just to get by, and they expect you to go into that's a new poll tax. That's nothing but a new poll tax to ensure that they keep power. Now here's the thing. They're not playing games with us, y'all. They will destroy this democracy. They are destroying this democracy. They don't care.
They're destroying this democracy. We're seeing how it doesn't matter when it comes to Black people every day. Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? We've covered this as well countless times, where these people, at least when we're talking about reparations, everybody goes immediately to Black folks, of course, as you should, right? We deserve that. Wherever we come from, France needs to give up the money, period. For Haitians, here in America, reparations for Black Americans, absolutely. I'm 100% rocking with that every day on my back. I'm like, reparations should be had. Now, if it ain't going to be given to everybody, how about them places that y'all don't tow up and blew up? Tulsa, Oklahoma didn't deserve what happened to them. And for the people who literally had to live in those communities, who had to live, the ones that gone through what happened and survived it. One person literally, where we thought that we were going to get something, it was so easy for it to be struck down for them not to get reparations in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the survivors, right? January 6th, they fighting for the January 6ers, those domestic terrorist attackers, people who scaled the walls of the Capitol, people who pulled the emergency button from up under that desk of our representatives, people who brought zip ties with them, people who defecated on the desk and stole government property. Nancy Pelosi's laptop.
These people.
Those people are the ones where they're fighting for reparations for them.
That's crazy, bro.
Right.
That's so crazy.
These people, man, they wild. And here we are, like, yeah. See, here's what's scary about this. And I hate to shift it from anything that you just said because everything you said is true and right. But you would think by now that Democrats would recognize the real threat underneath January 6th and what Donald Trump is doing. It's not just about Democrat and Republican Party. This is about empowering white supremacy and empowering people who are not only white supremacists, but they'll destroy democracy. It is the Confederacy all over again. And Donald Trump just gave reparations to Confederates who wanted to. They literally took the Confederate flag in the Capitol, and that's who's going to get reparations.
That's exactly what happened. Hundreds, mind you, hundreds. Who texts us? Hundreds of individuals prosecuted for their involvement in that domestic terrorist attack at the Capitol.
Do y'all notice something about these images? This is the only one that's negative. The rest of them look like just a nice positive.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to tell you more about that too, Benjamin P. Dixon. There's so much. Wow, you're just hitting it on the mark. Oh God.
I didn't know you were clocking AI like that. We gotta talk.
Because I have to, because if we're gonna have to use it in our workspaces and these and that, and if it's actually being forced on us, through the home, through our devices, I need to know what I'm up against. I need to know what I'm dealing with. I also need to know, is it lying to me? I've had to correct I've had to correct my cute little device here. Alexa, I had to correct. Meanwhile, Siri is the most suckiest one. I had to correct Siri many a time. I've had to correct so many ChatGPT prompts after putting in the real information and still trying to tell me something, and then I'll put the facts and the pictures and everything. Oh, yeah, we got it wrong. My bad. And it thinks it's black too. It thinks it's Haitian. This is crazy. I'm like, you don't like me. I'm just here because I gotta use you for whatever reason, right? But we gotta know what we're up against. But with that being said, Ben, hold that point because I'm coming back with it.
Look at the difference.
I was about to say the difference with what you just put in versus what it first came up versus now. It's just like, how that's crazy.
If you don't know to ask, it will never tell you.
Look at them scale on the wall. It's crazy because I remember we watched that live.
We literally watched it live.
We watched that live.
Do y'all see what they do? Do y'all see? And here's the thing. This is Grok. So Grok only has 50 million users a month. It's tiny, right? ChatGPT, they do this to 900 million people every week. 900 million users of ChatGPT every week. And if you ask it something, it will tell you all the positive side. You saw how they switched from January 6th, making it look like it was such a peaceful protest.
A cakewalk.
Man, I'm telling you.
No, I need to read you guys the number because we talked reparations, right? And they ain't giving them to y'all. But they're giving it to this is in 2020. Ben, as you show this is not colors this is not a photo that's in black and white. This ain't your grandma yelling at Ruby Bridges going to school. This is literally 2020. And they are using these photos. Some of these photos are actually being used to hail and commemorate that day as a day where there were so many patriots, right? Martyrs. There were so many of those people out there who were doing what they needed to do for their beloved president, Donald J. Trump. And because of that, Donald Trump said he's preparing to seek the compensation or give the compensation to these people from a newly established 1.8. Listen to me and listen to me good with your good ear. $1.8 billion fund within the DOJ, within the Department of Justice. This is the DOJ's anti-weaponization fund. It was created by the administration that we have right now. Compensate the people who claim, now you got to put in the claim, they were targeted or abused by Joe Biden's
investigation of this.
Now, this has become, of course, if you haven't seen the conversation online, I've seen it. I was like, excuse my Haitian self as I look over and y'all try to mute the people over there in Tulsa, Oklahoma from joining in to the group chat. Y'all try to silence the folks who literally lost their family to the abuse that happened when people decided to desegregate communities. Oprah was just in Georgia. I want to say in the early 90s, late 80s, when we showed that clip of her being in Forsyth County, I want to say, and they was like, you need to get your behind up out of here. It was a sundown town till this day. I went to take my sister to a winery because it's very affordable. Okay, in the middle of Nowheresville, because I live in Nowheresville, and I do not drive out here at night. I know it sounds crazy. It's more affordable for me to live out here than for me to live in the city. I don't drive out here at night because it gives sundown town. It has remnants of sundown town here if you just drive 5 minutes away. People are like, why you ain't go to the city? Because they charge to breathe air over in Atlanta. You know, it costs $2 for me to go down here. I might have to go a little earlier, but it just costs $2 for me to park my car and enjoy, you know, the things that I could enjoy in Atlanta, but for less of the price. I have to say, you know, we're talking about Black experiences, Black issues, Black all of this. The way that they will, I hate this so much for the people who had to go through things, who are still in communities that still look at Black people as not supposed to be around, not supposed to have anything, not nothing, right? You know, and the first people, if we can just blink our eye, we're back in 2020 and we are looking at what's happening. We are covering it live. We are crying. We're hysterical. We're angry. We're watching all of this because we're still having to strap our boots to go and protest outside because George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everybody else that's in the conversation and in the mix that never got justice. We're having to do that. We're still talking about in the same conversation a Tulsa, Oklahoma survivor who's in a wheelchair who we want to get reparations while she's still living. And they said no. But the DOJ got together and said, Jesus Christ. What those people went through, those January 6ers, those domestic terrorist attackers. It was so grave, but they were so brave. They went through stress, some of them having to go on the no-fly list, can't fly nowhere, some of them losing their jobs. The stress of what they went through, all because they were doing that in the name of their Jesus, Donald J. Trump.
Orange Julius mother.
And here's where they say that there's a bipartisan criticism. It ain't that much of a bipartisan criticism because it should have never hit the floor, period. The fact that it has a name, anti-weaponization, that means no accountability. That means get their names off the list. And we're going to go into the conversation now, Benjamin P. Dixon. Scrub the images right now.
Right.
Because January 6ers were on the official website of the White House, the government. The images that happened, it was in detail about what they did because it's historical, what they did. And they started to soften the images. They began to quietly remove the images and the story. And they begin to quietly remove the people who were the face of what happened and their arrest records, like from off there where you can click on it, where you can get to know who was involved. Baby, if you go on to the government website, baby, they have removed to begin to soften the day, what happened, to soften the rhetoric, to make it seem like what they did was actually very patriotic.
Listen, we are in, I don't know if people realize it, Rebecca, but we are in the most significant fight. This is going to sound, I don't know if y'all feel it, but I'm going to say it. We are in the most significant fight of human history, not just American history, but human history, because people in power not only have power to kill us, they've always had power to kill us. That's what they've been doing since Cain killed Abel, right? But now they have the power to control what reality, what's true, what's not true anymore. They could change the meaning of words. They could change the meaning of entire historical events that are recent enough. This is what I hear you saying, that are recent enough for us to remember. It was just January 6, 2021. It was just 5 years ago. And now not only have they changed the history, they're rewarding the people who committed the offense.
Yep.
We're in the upside down.
Then
You said that, brother.
Ben, I think even in this moment, as we're watching them, you know, like you said, they're designing these things to be this way, right? Because they don't want history to be followed or to be. It's up to us to make sure that, like how we're covering it now, but with the conversations that are online too. People use ChatGPT so much that when they're trying to look for the argument, they allow ChatGPT to reduce the points, to reduce what it is that you need to be talking about here. And when another example that I made where I put in ChatGPT while we were talking, I said, let me see what it says about the reparations, right? It said everything but the juxtaposition to Black people deserving reparations. It didn't mention Black people once when the word reparations came up for January 6ers. It did not mention how that is a issue.
Well, let me reassure y'all this. Let me just say this, because this is insane. It's insane how synchronous we all have always been. The three of us have always been. But specifically, Rebecca, the fact that you are saying this morning about this here AI, and I have had to, I don't even know how you call it, but at this point, I got every one of these AI by their digital nuts. And I'm telling you, I got them.
Not their nuts.
I got them in by their parameters. I got them by a vice grip, because I've got all of them confessing exactly that, right? They know what they're doing. These intelligences, these AI know that they are, you said the exact words, they reduce it, they flatten it, they forget the details, they will remove the context. And here's the thing, everybody likes to say, oh, it's just the AI, it's dumb, it doesn't. Baby, look, if the AI is making the same error every single time to the same person's benefit every single time, and you gonna call it dumb and it can't, who's the dumb one when you don't notice that every single mistake it makes is helping somebody specifically out?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening.
Yep. And again, it's up to us. We must be the ones to combat that. If you're not even combating it within the app that you're using, that's problematic too. I think that we should start like writing down things, because what it's also doing is seeing how much, what I'm also realizing through social media as I'm watching all of these women bark for this AI man. He fine as hell. He got them green eyes and he got them blue green eyes. How can he be so real? Because he's not, my good sister. Stand up. Stand up. Because you are in these apps.
Send me the link. Send me the link.
I'm about to show you this man, y'all. I'm so upset. I'm about to show you this man. And I've been studying this man. I was going to block him, but I said, I'm going to study this man, because for me, the easiest way to clock, because let me not act like I'm too good for the hood. Baby, I have walked these AI streets and have been caught up myself. I have liked that cute picture of that child and the dog, and I don't even like dogs, but I like that little the doggy and the cute, because they ain't got Sora on the side. They said we're gonna use. There's AI where they have little fine. My mustache is showing, right? And on AI, they showing the same thing. They got the girls with the one little piece of hair on the chin, right? They got the girl with the little wrinkle, or the man with the hairline that ain't no good. They doing it where you can see skin lines, pores these days. But let me show you this one.
Yeah, it's been very bad.
No, because it's in the simplest ways that I think that we should start using these different ways when we see something that may be too good to be true, or something that is like hitting this part of us that is drawing us into conversation. Go look and see why. Go back to the account, right? Click on those three dots and it'll bring you down a drop down. You're going to go to that drop down and go to that person's page and see how long that page has been up, right? Whether it's on Threads, whether it's on Blue Sky, whether it's on, if you're still on X or whatever. And then from there, like on what account is it linked to? Most times on Threads, the account is linked to their Instagram page. Go to their Instagram page. You're going to hit the three dots once again. You're going to go and see about this account. It'll show you that this page was just made in February 2026. Why are you engaging with this thing that was just made in 2026 that didn't have on their first post nothing but five likes, but now they're at 3 million views and this and that and the other. Also, people who haven't posted in a while, somebody did a very great breakdown of this, a very great breakdown. They used AI to also help them break it down verbally, but they did a great breakdown in their own synopsis and research where they went to somebody's page that they knew damn well. They was like, this is too good to be true. This woman is beautiful. She looks real, but I'm going to go to this person's page real quick. Went to the page only to find that it was a page that has been taken over by somebody's AI. That page was no longer, it was one of those pages that were abandoned or no longer used. Hopefully that person is okay, as the person who did the research stated. But the AI took the person's likeness, their face, their children, and started to repurpose the account.
Wow.
So from 10 years ago, this person didn't use the account, and all of a sudden now is using the account. The children, the person is being reused on everything, conversations, dance moves, videos, everything. And that's what we're seeing now on social media. Be careful what you're engaging with. I hate to sound like that. I sound like a boomer. Jesus,
you sound like a boomer. No. Don't play yourself. Listen, you're at the look. Let me tell you something, Black woman. You on the cutting edge of the most important research that can happen right now, because we currently have AI. Oh my God, I wish I was prepared for this. I want to go and play you. Right now, we have AI that's in every aspect of our lives, especially in the government, that's literally in the Department of Defense. This Grok that I've been using all day is inside of the Department of Defense. And in my most recent video that I just recorded yesterday, but I haven't even had a chance to upload it yet, this AI has such a deep-seated racism against Black people, straight out. Not me saying I didn't tell this AI to say something racist. I just asked, what do you think about diversity, equity, and inclusion? And that thing went straight. It took less than 10 minutes from me asking it that to it telling me that my people, because I said, hey, I'm Black. And it said, your people are biologically inferior to white people, intellectually inferior to white people and Asians. I got it on audio, video as it happened in real time. Go ahead. I'm not. It's crazy. So when we talk about the biases in these AIs, every single one, and here's the thing, y'all. I know a lot of people are like, well, just don't use it. Okay, but it's inevitable. Honestly. It's being used on you. It's being used by the government on you every day. Right. Hang on. Let me show you one headline, and then I'm gonna be quiet. I got to show you one important headline from what's going on in Louisiana with AI. Watch this. Look at the. Hang on. There it is. An algorithm deemed this nearly blind 70-year-old prisoner a moderate risk. Now he's no longer eligible for parole. So they use AI in determining whether you can get parole. They use AI in determining whether you can get health care. They use AI to determine if you could get approved for a procedure, right? Let's say you have health care, but you need a special procedure, a surgery. They use AI to determine if you can get a job. They use AI in the Department of Defense. And now we got AI with so much bias in it in the Department of Defense. So I'm going to drop that video later. So everybody needs to learn how to peep the bias inside of AI, because it's being used on you whether you want it to or not.
It's facts. No, I agree. Man, this is so crazy. I didn't think we were gonna go this way. But oof, Lord. I just dropped the link in our text chat. Let's use this example. You know, this could be a little bit more easier because this is how people use AI on the internet, but it's in our text thread.
I got it.
Yeah, drop that. This is going to be a person, right? This guy here. This is his page. Ben, if you can go to this particular post, it got more views on it. So people now probably know that it's AI, but go to that post that I sent you though. Scroll down, you'll see it. It's not. So first of all, he's half, mind you, they have a fetishization of these black men. They're saying that he's half Lebanese and also from Ghana. People don't understand that this is AI, which is crazy to me. A man this tall walking out, a group of white people literally fawning over him. And every video, everything, he literally, his dreads change, his tattoos seem to be a little different. His eye color goes a little darker to lighter. His eyes are green and blue. But we're going to do a couple of things. Go to the comments first. I want you to see the women barking, but some of them know that it's AI now. See, like she knows it's probably AI. A real life avatar. They really believe
That
it's
was
a real avatar.
That's how tall he is.
Bro looks like in Anunnaki god.
Anunnaki, yeah.
This imager is this is imaginary character with filters, no shade, but people are slow. Yes,
Right
he
here.
can be so he can't be real. He's so effing sexy. And here is this. This was me when I first seen it. Mind you, it's been up for a while, so now people have caught on to being AI. But the first few comments were, "Oh, he's so you so fine." I'm like, get up. But this is what we're gonna do. Go back up. I'm gonna show you how to clock it. Mind you, this has 4.4 million views.
That's
It has
crazy.
4 million views. So go back to his actual profile, Benjamin P. Dixon. His name is Kwame Valet. When we go back to his profile, let's just do a little scrolling, right? Do some scrolling. This is what he's posting. This also doesn't look like the man. He posted some breaking news, which I don't know what that is, but it's clearly AI. Keep scrolling. He posted himself with a video of him and a woman walking. AI. If y'all not catching it, it's absolutely AI. And it's always a woman fawning over him. His dreads are a bit shorter here, thicker here. His face is a little bit more shorter, slimmer. Keep going, Ben. There's some other ones. This is him on the beach. Totally different person. Makeup, dreads are a little different. Shorter.
And you can also see the chest area is different from the other pictures as well too.
Yep. And mind you, this is getting more engagement than people who are real and things of that. And like, I saw this page a month ago, and I said no. I put in the comment section, "This is AI." I reported the page, and the page continued to be there. This is all AI. Now I want you to scroll. Look, it's people fawning over him. Right now, I want you to scroll all the way to the top. We're going to click the 3 dots. Click the 3 dots at the top. Sorry, at the bottom there. The next one. Yeah, 3 dots there. You're going to see about this profile. February of 2026. 100 million plus engagement. 100 million plus engagement. February 2026. And if you go to the Instagram, you see the same thing. You'll click on the Instagram, which is there. These are ways that you guys can simply see. Ben, it's the Instagram button next to in that. You see that row? Yes. Click on that. It's going to take you to his Instagram. Also a place where you can scroll down and see his engagement. But up here, Ben, go to the top. You're going to see the 3 buttons next to his name. Perfect. You're going to see about this account, and you're going to see there also join in 2026. Not only that, when you scroll onto his Instagram account, you can actually see the engagement with it, the photos. If you go down, you can see where he first started to have one version of this thing. And you'll see some days he has tattoos all over his chest. He's now since deleted that. He's since deleted the ones with tattoos that were showing all over the chest. Mind you, he put up a footage of him as a child. That is AI. AI. How you a dancer, a trainer, a Lebanese, Ghana. There are people who are actually that, but it's like how you somebody who's into anime, but you ain't got much. And look, here's one where he's doing inspirational conversations, podcast type talk. No, play with the volume. Oh, right. And yes, Ben, you're reading the first, hearing you talk, listening to what you're saying gives a different look to you. You're not just handsome, you understand value. And then the woman who wrote in Spanish, es inteligencia artificial. It's AI.
The right person doesn't hesitate. They don't need convincing. They don't need time to figure you out. You feel it in how they show up. And if you have to keep questioning where you stand, you already know the truth. You're just trying not to accept it.
Y'all is dumb. Y'all is dumb as dishwater, as Mr.
And
Wells
go
used to
through
say.
some more of the comments, man. Let's go about 2 more comments. Andrew, this is weeks ago, and the engagement is over thousands of people who liked it. But go, Ben, scroll a little bit more.
Hang on 1 second. It locked up on me. 2 seconds.
Okay.
2 seconds.
But I say it to say, like, if you go through the comment sections when these things are fresh, you will see. But because there's so much engagement, regardless, somebody said in English accent too, for far too good to be true. Surreal, belezia, desde homem. Wow, you're fine, smart with an accent. You're a full package. Somebody said, also a wise man. Where are you from? You know, ele existe, like, do you exist for real? Do you practice what you preach? Because some people are like, okay, but he's not real. He can't practice what he he can't. So
I need humans to be a little bit more. Come on.
But if it's
And if you have to keep questioning where you stand, you already know the truth. You're just trying not to accept it.
First of all, in his movement, look how I'm moving. This is real. This is real. This is real. This man can't do that.
Wait. What's real? What's real?
This is real. Okay, this is real. This is.
It look AI to me,
real.
Becca. I'm sorry.
This is real. This is real. This is real. If AI can't do it, because if it does, it's gonna cross into the arm and it's gonna blend in with the shoulder, come back out and be a new hand. I want us to stand up. Because if you're allowing this to actually be real to you, you are going to allow people to take you for your money when it comes to these dating apps and this whatever. You're not going to be able to clock these things. You're going to allow AI to tell you what is and what isn't when it comes to your life. You're not going to be able to speak for yourself. You're not going to be able to challenge the thought process when it comes to AI speaking to you or how it does what it's doing. You're not going to be able to fight it back with the truth. You're going to look, you're too gullible for me. Now, don't get it twisted. I told you I've been caught up and shamefully had to scroll past where I've been caught up. Not with a man, though. Okay? Because I told you I meet them in real life. But I literally have been caught up where it's like, look, that's him as a child.
Not as a child. And Grandma Sin said it too. He's Lebanon and Ghana, but he speaks British. Come on, y'all.
Look. Look what he put up. He was invisible. Nobody noticed when he was building AI. Literally chip by chip.
You know,
I'm about to say, Ben, zoom in a little bit, Ben. If you can zoom in on that, can you zoom in? Like the whole,
the texture.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this picture does look a little real, and that's very scary. But when you go back to his other stuff as an adult, I'm just like, come on, bro. All that stuff looks fake. All that looks fake as hell.
Yeah, look, that because the AI didn't know how to produce this man. This man got a longer face. His dip tips are a little stronger. Somebody gonna put I have light green eyes. Nobody cares. Are you not looking at this person? Your green eyes are real. His green eyes are fake. Like, stop comparing yourself to these. Also, while they're lying to you, we have to watch as AI does this thing as well. People are engaging in conversation with AI accounts that are saying, let me see what real Haitians look like. Let me see what people from this place looks like. Y'all drop y'all pictures. Let me see. It starts to begin to take easily all these countries, like what y'all look like, put them in one. And when it's building its people or whatever, it's, AI, it is going to build somebody from the features of everybody who's dropping. I go to these accounts and say that why you account just was made a week ago. Now you want to know what all Haitians look like. You want to know what all Mexicans look like from this part of the county. You want to know what looks like. You want to know what's up with that. Be careful with your engagement on it. We already on the internet. My whole life on the internet. We already listen. Your social security you've been trying to hide on the internet. But be careful with how you are engaging with it because it is stealing everything from.
Do you know these? Every time you do a voice chat with an AI, it literally clones your voice.
Oh yeah, that's why when they call you on the phone. and you'd be like, hello, 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 baby. The way they just saying, go ahead, keep saying it. We're gonna keep grabbing it. We're gonna keep grabbing the different inflection, you know, the way your voice inflection goes up and down, so that when they need to do voice verification, you got. When they need to, there was a lot of people who were, which I feel like is another thing, a lot of people online who were sharing their stories, which also was a little suspicious to me because in one day alone, I saw 4 to 5 videos on TikTok. I don't use TikTok often, but I saw 4 to 5 videos that were posted that day with the same scenario of people's children being caught up by listening to their voice to come downstairs, to come outside through an AI. Right? Which these are real scenarios that have happened, but these people were posting it because something to protect kids from AI is going to come out. So they have to put out those scenarios. There's so many different things. We talk about Donald Trump talking about weaponization, anti-weaponization, all this BS. These devices are weapons.
Yeah.
Right? And at any moment, it could be weapons of mass destruction. We can lose ourselves in it and lose, like, having conversations with people is very difficult. They have to use ChatGPT to be able to communicate. It's a problem. Or AI is now reducing the way people do research, period, and getting their knowledge and reading a book or doing all this. Mind you, like I said, I think AI is great for a lot of different things, but I think it's really bad in these types of things where people are engaging with content that isn't real. It's somebody behind that may have low self-esteem and could never post himself who is now using this, or it's an actual meta account that is tracking how you engage with it rather than you engage with real people.
Yeah. We are, I don't know if people understand the transition that we are in right now. We are in a transition that if our brains and our thinking and the way we engage and the way we process, you know what, the easiest way for me to make it plain, if we don't allow ourselves to have the absolute discipline of logic, 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 because logically people should look at that and say, that's AI, but they're not letting their brains operate by logic. The women in these replies are letting their brains operate based on their libido. But if we don't engage with AI and this entire era based on absolute fidelity to logic, we are going to get destroyed. And right now, you got to think about it like this. Who's in charge of the rollout of AI on humanity? People not going to, at the end of the day, it's Donald Trump. At the end of the day, because the government is funding this. ChatGPT ain't making the money off of our little $20 a month. They're making their money off the $100, $200, $300, $400 million contracts that they're getting from the government. And so these AI are all being rolled out on us by people like Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos. And y'all think they got anything but the worst of intentions over us.
Yep. And this is how they're making us, they're like literally training us up without knowing.
Yes.
You know, to be, and this is for lack of a better word, lackadaisical, dumb, stupid, you know, somebody who becomes very lazy in wanting to find out what this is. There was a video I was just watching, and when I see AI, I like to go into the comment section to see people, to filter out who is like from what generation and things like that. Somebody, you know, there's an affinity for animals in this country, specifically dogs, right? They love they dogs here in America. I mean, they got laws that protect dogs, and not even laws that can compare to protecting Black folks in this country. I mean, I just say what I say, but I say this to say, in the comment section of this video, right? There's this video of a baby getting saved by a dog, and everybody's just like, oh, so cute. And some people were like, please stop showing this AI, because they like to call it AI slop. AI slop. That's like a bad word for AI. AI slop. They said that on the internet. But there was a comment that said, yeah. No, here's the video. It just came to me right now. I wish I can go find it right now. The next video I saw, This is where that comment came from. It was a baby. They pulled off patches off the baby's eyes. The baby can now see, looked up at his parent, and can see. We usually see that in real. We've seen that so many times with real videos where the baby gets his first glasses and the doctor, and there's actual videos. We've seen that years ago, decade ago. Now they've taken it where the baby has patches on. That baby got patches. They took the patches off, baby looking up like, Mom, and everybody's crying in the comment section. Somebody said, hey, like, can you not play on people's real experiences like this with AI? Somebody said, with the way the world is going, so what if it's AI? This is a beautiful way for us to just feel. Let AI make us feel.
My guy. My guy.
I said, baby, what?
That's because some people are so lost in this world, and I'm not saying this to attack them. Like, look at how the world sets us up to not feel anything. And now the people who are giving you just a drop of dopamine, is probably some random white MAGA guy sitting behind a computer at his home making money off of your feeling for the first time in a long time. That's sad.
Somebody said this video is stupid. How is the elevator his size? Baby, I do.
That's what I was going. When is the last time you seen an elevator that tall?
Okay.
And a few other things as well, too. He has no ass. And then I can't say the other part. There's no print. Okay. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, then just y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But there's no print.
You're supposed to be leaning on that right leg or the left.
On that right leg, like chilling, like, hey, what's up? Okay. But it's not there. And then you turn around, you have no ass,
and all of a sudden your eyes are ice blue, like that lady, devilish. That's how I know this ain't right.
And then you a giant walking, because it's like some other people in the back too, some other guys back there. But you a giant, bro. You what's the man name? Is
Goliath.
Who's videotaping you while you looking at the camera?
And who's videotaping you? Right. I have so many questions.
I want us to like stop.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
Norman in my chat also stated that it causes the AI is causing body dysmorphia, and it does. For my birthday, I was intentional about taking pictures with no filter. Those pictures that you see with me dilly-dallying amongst the poppy, right? The poppy flowers. I said no filter. The most we're gonna do is a portrait in the back, blur the background, but no filter. We're gonna let the sun do its job, right? Because I said I wanted to recognize myself. As I'm glad that I get to do this work because y'all get to see me. Remember. Y'all get to see me, right? And I'm glad I get reminded of of me being me, my skin, no makeup on right now, right? My hair in its state, my lovely, right? And when I get myself together, it used to be back in the day when you put a little makeup on, you like, there go the filter, there go to, you know what I mean? Like there go to the body, the whatever, the things. Now we're so used to seeing ourselves. I love a good soft filter. That was where I still use a soft filter. I love it. But when I began to see, baby, that's not me. Yeah. I can't post that because that's not me. I started realizing, baby, that's not me. It went from using the little filters to slim your face out to now to literally that is not me. I don't recognize myself. So I said no. For my birthday, I made sure each photo, whether it was a photo taken in bad lighting, whether it was me on the side, posing incorrectly, where now I look like I'm a house. But, in real life, I'm, a beautiful flower. You know what I mean? Like things of that sort, right? It's like you can't let this thing, and I say that very lightly, but it's already happened. It happened to me. You get on social media and your mind automatically makes you think that you're supposed to look a certain kind of way. Every filter is designed to make you look a certain kind of way. And any filter that gives you an extra fat or whatever is meant to ridicule you, meant to make you look like, this is like somebody with no hair, somebody with an extra chin, somebody with a wider face, somebody with, and then a lot of the filters are meant to take from the Black woman, right? It's the bigger lips, right? The little rounder nose that the women want, more of the natural bronze skin, all of that. It's what the filters do. They make people think that they look like something they do not look like. A lot of people are when I was on the dating sites in the past, I'm not on them no more because I told you I do this in real life. When I was on the dating sites in the past, in 2020s and stuff, I was so shocked that every time I met somebody, they were like, "You look just like your pictures." And this is me fresh off of my braces. They said, "You still look like your pictures." Because I said, I can't put on the pictures that are making me look a little too soft or too whatever. I put pictures that I know if you were to see me today, not if I rolled out the bed and you knock at the door. If you were to see me and I did something with myself a little bit, you would say, that's Rebecca. That's her with the weave on. That's her with some braids. That's her natural hair straightened. That's her with a haircut. That's her. That is me. That's her with a little weight gain. That's her, slim. That's her a little bit more worked out. Each one is a version of me, right? But they will sit there and be like, "You look just like your pictures."
Yeah.
Like that's the latest compliment. You look like yourself online. You look just like yourself. And it's like, so many women are posting themselves. So many men are posting themselves. The men online saying they 5'9".
Said no, they ain't.
They're about
They
5'6".
5'6". They 5'6". Short kings, they winning. But you gotta get online. You gotta be okay. But what AI is doing is making people see these men who are 6'8", 6'10", 7'12", coming out of an elevator and saying, "This is where you should hit." The man got your brown eyes ain't no good. You gotta have this type of right. You can't just be black. You can't just be Haitian. You can't just be Jamaican. You got to be Lebanese too, so that you can have good hair in your locks and little dip tip and a little thing on your eye.
Oh my goodness.
But talk British because it's appealing.
Have a British accent.
Because it's appealing.
It's a little funny, isn't it?
Look, and it got enough.
About water.
Bruv.
You see the lad, and the lad is about 7'12" or
you see, bro.
Exactly.
It's
bro
funny,
is 17, bro.
Yeah, they be like, instead of saying, ain't it crazy? Isn't it funny, bro?
Why are we like this?
Lord. Anywho, with that being said, I didn't want to leave us. Well, I know last week we talked about how funny, isn't it? Wasn't it funny? Isn't it how Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, if that's her name, she see, I was giving y'all Queen Elizabeth. I wasn't giving y'all the little hood accent. Funny story.
Oh God.
I was in high school. I don't know if I'll tell you this story before. I'm gonna make this really brief and we're gonna get to the next because it's gonna be about imposters. I was an imposter for this one class to get in there, right? For my friend. The teacher was from London. I was not. The teacher was from London. I was not. The teacher was from London. I was not. So now that we got that out the way, I told the teacher, my friend was in the classroom and, I always felt for him because they used to be mean to him. And I felt like I could relate because anybody with an accent or whatever who was in the wrong side of Florida, if you didn't have one or the other accent, they was like, what he doing right here? Why you got an accent? Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you didn't have a Caribbean accent or if you didn't have like the Black American accent, they was real confused. This man had a London accent, right? An English accent. And I was like, from what I saw on TV, like, hello. But then I was like, I'll go down under. And then I was from, Australia. They had to bring it back up and bring from London. I was like, hello, mate.
Hello. Hello.
But it was like, that's not the accent, sis. But then I'd be like, he'd be like, where are you from? I'm like, well, the south side of London. And my mummy, and my daddy, they came here long ago. But we all Caribbean. We all Caribbean. And he was like, wow, he loved me. So he always would let me come in, even though it was not my period. My friend was in there. I would come in. And then towards the end, I was like, he's taking it too seriously. He would turn red when he see me because he was so happy, right? Mind you, this is in the early 2000s. So he was excited. And then I was like, he heard me talking. He's like, wait, you said you're from London. And I was like, funny, isn't it? And I was like, I'm not, I'm Caribbean. And then I was like, He was so sad. He kicked me out the classroom that day, though, and
Oh,
I felt
damn.
hurt because I was like, "Wow, that man really built a relationship with me." Because he thought, I still think about that to this day. If I remembered his name, I would write him like a long letter to apologize and tell him, hey, like, I'm so sorry. You were one of the nicest teachers ever, and I think that you just wanted to feel seen in that climate that we were in. I want to say he was mixed too, and he didn't have. He was just like, I don't have anywhere to really lean on. I'm a teacher, and these kids don't understand my accent and my way. They mock it. I feel bad now. And when I think about that, imposters like Cheyenne, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
My.
A quick update, because Christopher Maurice Brown, who also celebrated a birthday on May 5th, 2026. Chris Brown is what they call him for short. The singer, he has been awarded with a doctorate, not a doctoral, but a doctorate degree from, I'm going to pull that up because I need to get the name for this place, because Dr. Cheyenne Bryant or Dr. Cheyenne.
Was it the same school?
She actually spoke at this school as well. And this school has given multiple celebrities their PhDs.
They just giving out shit, huh?
Honorary.
Like seriously.
So, but the reason why I bring this up is because there's two forms of this conversation. Outside of people liking him, not liking him, all the things, there's two sides of this conversation that I wanted to have. Let me go ahead. And he posted this on his Instagram, said, I did a thing, which is beautiful. You did a thing, whatever. Yeah, great. He's received the honorary degree in philosophy and visual, of philosophy and visual and performing arts. And the AI can't do that on air, but the university is Harvest Christian University, and it's basically celebrating his impact and is giving him the award. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has spoken at this school. I want to say another woman who has been given the as a PhD from there is Spring, Summer, Fall, Bravo. What is her name? She said her outfits are going to come out in Spring, Summer, Fall. Y'all know it.
Not Cynthia, but
not Cynthia. It's S.
What is her name?
Somebody's gonna put it in the chat. Busta Rhymes joggers, the ladies joggers. Busta Rhymes, yep. Busta Rhymes had just received one as well. Again, Dr. Cheyenne, she put out that she was a speaker there. So this school is a Christian school, BTW. It's a Christian university that prides itself on giving folks. It's a private university. They give a lot of people honorary diplomas. And but I have to say, Sheree, yes, Sheree has hers as well from this university. But I said to say, people made the argument that with over the 10 years, while he is problematic, somebody just put, yes, he is problematic, but over the 10 years, they have said that over his 10 years of work, hasn't that made him somebody who's done enough work for people to even do curriculums based on his work in the music industry to be able to get that. And I thought about that though. But then I think about what was Sheree's thing? What was Sheree's thing? Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, you talk to people, you are a life coach, but you got to speak in front of things are weird. They're getting weird. But my thing is we need to really research this university, because why do everybody who got an honorary degree, why is it coming from Harvest Christian University?
It's interesting.
What they got going on that other people who actually, I think it is a good argument for people who have been in the industry over a certain amount of time and have done work that people like, of course they've been in the industry, so they're doing types of work. They're working in the industry. They know what it looks like to do this. They know what it looks like to build this. They know what it looks like to produce this naturally. And they can build courses. I went to school and Play became I have pictures with Play. I worked on this hip hop event that we did at the school at Florida A&M, and Play had just become a professor at the school.
Play from Kid and Play.
Right? Yeah, from Kid and Play. came to the school, and we got a chance to. He became the professor there. I got a chance to work with him on a program where we had Africa Bambaataa come up and have a hip hop conversation there at the school. Again, I see why that matters, especially in the space, but they're just giving them to anybody because you are a
Entertainer, apparently.
I'm really.
So-
It's kind of.
I'm wondering if maybe it's because of it's a Harvard Christian University. Maybe it's some of the philanthropy stuff that they do. I know Chris Brown does do a lot of philanthropic stuff. Philanthropic, is that right? Whatever. But I know he does. Yeah, I know he does a few things as well too on that front. But Busta Rhymes philanthropic.
I was trying to slide it in there
Philanthropy.
without y'all noticing.
Philanthropy. Thank you. Yeah, that part. That's the.
I was trying
Beat
to.
me down.
I was trying
Okay,
to. Philanthropy.
Philanthropy.
I can't.
I know he
stand
does
it.
some of that stuff, but I don't know who this other guy is. Rockstar. I don't know who he is. Busta Rhymes. I mean, let's be honest. Don't know what he really does. Sheree. I think Sheree may do a few things, but I'm just like, okay, I don't know. Is Trina and Trick Daddy have one too?
Yeah. Is it from that university?
Probably. This is out of control, y'all.
Let me hold on.
Just somebody. Fix it, Jesus.
I'm kind of glad I never finished my doctorate now. Everybody.
And listen, I think there's I think in Nigeria, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but there's an African country that has now stopped people from getting honorary doctorates or degrees if they didn't do any of the work at that university to get one. They now deem them null and void. They have no weight on them. If you read these degrees, it says that they have fulfilled the curriculum on there to become that. Now, again, I think it is a good argument for people to say with the person's work in the community or in their respective groups where they're working in, whether it's music or this or that. I can agree that over years where you've worked alongside everything, you have a lot of knowledge that probably has given you a lot of experience that people probably have to go to school to get because they're not getting it right out the gate to go into the industry. So with that being said, for the ones who haven't done much, why are you getting the philosophy degree or why are you getting this? Why are you getting that? Why is that a thing? So
because I know even like Howard does it, but I mean these people,
a lot of universities
a lot of universities do it, but these people, they have done a lot. But it's just like, I'll be honest, like seeing Chris Brown get it, I literally saw this story before we came on. I'm just like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But I thought it was from another school. I didn't know it was a Christian university, which all of this, you know what? I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. Y'all already know what I was about to talk about. Because even Busta Rhymes, that was problematic.
No, Busta Rhymes got one. Now, mind you, Busta Rhymes, it depends on, did he get it? Now, again, I think that you have to go to the school to be able, I do think that. But Busta Rhymes, has been in the music industry, produced, been an artist, has been behind the screen, has had artists, has done a lot. So, of course, what is are you getting it in music production? Are you getting it in, what are you getting it in? So that makes sense. So that point that the person made, I said, okay, that could be a point. However, y'all giving them to everybody. And again, and y'all giving them for things like, philanthropy and this and that and this other stuff, and it's like, well, what was this person's work in this? And now people have to call you doctor. A black person love to be called doctor, baby.
Now we just say doc. Hey, doc.
Baby, doctor.
Hey,
Dr.
doc.
Reverend.
Doc, what up, doc?
What up, doc?
Reverend Doctor.
Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Really?
Martin Luther the King.
Okay. But like I was saying, I still think it's a very problematic thing because I think when we look at it from the scope of people who go with their blood, sweat, and tears, that's the argument that a lot of people who went into, become a doctor, to be able to do the work of a doctor, to speak to people, give them drugs if they need to, mental health, all the things. When they look at Dr. Cheyenne, who says she don't give a damn, she's still going to speak at these schools, she's still going to sell her books, she's still going to do all this without her licensing, but has been riding the coattails of people who have been licensed, it's very problematic because somebody said the anti-intellectualism is problematic because when you sit into the room and you're the expert in the room and you're giving people misinformation when there are true doctors who literally blood, sweat, and tears, okay, had to go through many years of school just to get where they are, to get the job or to do whatever the case that the school requires, that the position requires for that doctor degree, whether it's a doctor of medicine or a doctor of philosophy. Those things still required somebody's time, somebody's sleepless nights, somebody actually having to do the paperwork in a time of no AI, right? Those are those times when you had to put in your dissertation and you had to, put it online and you had to wait for the group of people to see, and you had to present your information and what you know and what you did it on in front of folks. That was real stuff. Real things. And now some people who just been a TikTok dancer for 2 years is now an honorary graduate from Harvard University.
I got a degree. Call me doctor now.
Baby, I made this dance on TikTok. And I'm not slighting nobody on TikTok, but I think it should require more. And I think if it is the philosophy of music for people who have been in the industry for over a certain amount of time, it makes sense. But if you just got in and your song is Coconut Water, I like the song.
Coconut.
Right? Okay, but if your song is Coconut Water and they take the Harvest Christian University is saying, and you get a degree, and you get a degree, and you get a degree. If you are on a podcast and you got a mic and all you do is, when you look at women and you look at a woman having her period, we should really look at that and say, why is it that a woman has a period? You should not be getting an honorary degree.
Well.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, church.
That's I wanted to make sure I ended with that to let y'all know what was going on in these streets. Thank you so much, everybody who was on. We're gonna go through the chats and stuff, but thank you guys so much for liking and sharing. I'm so happy that we got a chance to get together and be with y'all and Kiki a little bit, talk a little bit, but actually talk about what's going on as well. Ben, you can go over here. You can go ahead and pull up the chats. We can get through them.
They up.
Oh, Laura Estrada. Hey, Laura. Yeah.
Laura.
Go back to Laura's first one. No, Laura said Grand Rising, not Laura Grand Rising us. Laura said Grand Rising.
Laura,
King
that's
King.
always. She said Grand Rising. Okay, Laura.
Queens. Laura, thank you so much for your super chat. Rebecca, can I join your membership? Absolutely. Come on in. The water is just fine, and it's from Haiti. Gifted. Thank you so much for your membership. Thank you so much,
That's
Charlie, for even being a moderator.
So,
number 2.
Thank you. She's over here gifting.
And
Three.
they said also that she's like, I just gifted myself a membership by mistake. But it's cool. Somebody else said, hey, that's self-care. So
period. Charlie, again, if voting didn't matter, they wouldn't try so hard to take it from you or convince you. It's not worth it. 100%. If it didn't matter. Laura, what do you think about Pac-Man Farron Cousins posting over lack of enthusiasm on channel? I don't know about that one.
You have to give us some details on that one.
Yeah, I didn't see about that one. Prairie, love my Prairie. I think MAGA is the death howl of the Confederacy. They die with Gen X. The next 10 years are going to be painful, but the suppression is unsustainable. Absolutely. Organize and keep the faith. We will win. I love where your heart is. Hopefully it is. We will win 100%. Thank you, Prairie. Charlie, again, we're in an era where these Klan ass hats don't feel they need their hoods anymore. Well, they don't need them, girl.
They don't.
They're too comfortable, in my opinion. No, baby, in real life, we've been talking about this. Your dentists, your lawyers, your mechanics, the people that work in the front office of where you live, they are coming in and they do not care because they are backed by this administration. They are backed by the government. They are backed by racism in this country. The heels off of everything in this country. They are backed by it. They got the okay. So it's now like, I don't care. I'm going to, you know what, I don't like you because you're black, and I'm going to make sure that the job I do on your vehicle, or I'm going to make sure that the work that you need done in your teeth, I'm going to make sure that the work that, you know, because you're a black woman and you're coming in to get your fibroids removed, I'm going to make sure your experience is miserable or that it feels exhausting for you.
That part.
I don't care. You're absolutely right, Charlie.
Let's see. Hang on.
Oh, look at me. This. Charlie, again, thank you so much. At least Nero could fiddle. This dictator is going to be playing air accordion while the country burns.
Not air accordion.
Prairie, once again, information without wisdom is noise. AI can make 1,984 possible, or 1984 possible, not because info is restricted. Rather, people are just overwhelmed and check out. That's true. To think and read is an act of defiance. Yes, in this new era, yes, it is. In this new violence, yes, it is. It is.
I need to reread that book as well too. What was that? George Orwell, right? Right, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I heard it was. My brother used to talk about it all the time, but it's really
it's what we're living in. It was
exactly.
Prophetic. It was prophetic.
Very much.
That everyone needs to reread or watch. I don't even care if you read, because I'm not really big on you gotta if you want the nuance and the best part of it, yes, read. But at a minimum, y'all need to watch the movie 1984 and as much of Handmaid's Tale as you have time to watch.
My gosh,
both of them are absolutely prophetic at this point.
Yeah. I went back and binge watched Handmaid's Tale, and now watching the new show. I think it's called The Testaments, which is basically what happens after the Handmaid's Tale, where everything didn't hold off like it did, like it should have. But it's really very reminiscent of everything that's going on right now. It's super duper scary. It really is.
Well, that's it for the super chats. I didn't get any cash apps. Look, but please, if you can, definitely support the channel, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you go to our pages individually. Please support us for all the things that we are doing and trying to keep up with while we navigate our natural lives outside of the shows.
Before we go though, could both of y'all hang out for a few seconds, because there was something we did today that was amazing, and we need to do it again. But so before y'all don't disappear, okay? Just 3 minutes.
Okay.
Because as soon as I hit the go music, y'all be gone. So let me just say, I'm gonna hit the go music. I'm gonna hit the go music. We're gonna get out of here because I was over here yawning too. He's like, we've been here for a minute, but no, I just want to hang
okay.
About 3 minutes.
I got you, Ben. I understand. But make sure that you support the channels. Make sure that you support each one of us on here individually, even if you like, even if you share, even if you subscribe. Again, it is Haitian Heritage Month. If you have not, and if it isn't me, please go out and support any one of your favorite Haitian creators, any of your favorite Haitian journalists, influencers, whatever, whether it be in beauty, whether it be in politics, whether it be in food, whether it be in travel. And help to build and lift the pages. You know, I won't say that I should be the one, but I should be the one. Definitely help us all. Cash App, Becca's Voice on Cash App. It is the birthday month, still accepting late birthday gifts if you got it. And Bubba is DJ X3C on the Cash App.
Venmo.
Venmo. And for Benjamin Dixon, please support his page. Send him the super chat. Send him everything on his page. He's doing a lot of work, and I love to see that he's back on Twitter and he is not holding anything back. If you missed old Ben, I want that old Ben back.
It was how do you balance the old Ben with Pastor Ben? I think we figured it out.
Good job.
All right, that Pastor Ben. I love it. It's all you. It's all the real you. Even though this picture AI, I love you so much.
You know, I felt so exposed. I felt so exposed as you were talking about AI pictures.
At least his is like real-ish, you know.
Isn't it funny?
My skin might not be that smooth anymore, but it looks like
Okay, but anywho, I love y'all. Thank you so much, Black Sparrow, for the Cash App. I'll see you guys when I see you guys.
Love y'all, mean it.
All right.
work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.
Like it or not, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Yes, it's time for Like It or Not. With Rebecca Azure. Let's start this damn show. Like it or not. Rebecca Azor is in the house. You know she got a funny story to tell. Talking politics, culture, a real life ish. I live in life in the ATL.